Good morning, folks. Welcome to this episode of the Sneaker Principle Podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about evaluations, observations, evaluations, reviews, whatever it's called when you as a leader are being evaluated, and pretty much for your job performance. This is one of the things that, regardless of what profession you're in, that comes up, whether it's annually, maybe it's semi-annually, biannually, whatever it is. And a lot of people lose their minds over it. People lose their minds. Probably worse than public speaking. I remember early on in my career working for principals who would literally shut down everything, shut down their primary responsibility because they're about to be evaluated. So it would be days and days of, fixing things and putting things up and all the things that should have already been taken care of. All of a sudden, we're being pushed into this small window of time. If you were fortunate, you might have a week. In most cases, you might have a day or two. In some instances, it's like right in the moment or the day before you being told, "Hey, evaluation's tomorrow." And what happens when this transpires is you see the worst in leaders, because all of a sudden it becomes about them. It becomes personal. Everything is in the wind. I've worked for principals who, when these evaluations are happening, they would literally hide kids. They would literally hide kids. Hey, just make sure this person is under control, or this person is going to be in a safe room today because we don't want to deal with any nonsense. Or I've actually seen situations where there's been impromptu field trips where it's like, okay, we're going to take certain classes out of the building so things are calmer. And I never understood that, because the reality is, as a leader, if you're being evaluated, what's being evaluated is not necessarily you, it's the environment that you've built. So if you believe in the work that you're doing and your ability to lead, an evaluation should happen at any given time without your knowledge. They should be able to walk in and have an inspection. And you'd be able to walk through your space, your building, and speak freely about what's happening, and be able to say, "Hey, you know what? I don't know this, or this is not set up yet." This should be happening, like with ease, because you know that every day you're doing your best work. But let me give you a perspective. I've always seen evaluations, observations, inspections, and I'm using all these terms because from the military to being in the private sector, in corporate America, to even working at like fast food, these things are always going to happen. When the upper management is going to come and evaluate your job performance, evaluate the space, see what's happening. But the way I approach it is this: I don't look at it as necessarily like an inspection or evaluation. The perspective that I take is that this is more like a checkup. Like when I go to the doctor to do my annual, which I'm overdue for, they're going to run blood work. They're going to listen to my heart. They're going to evaluate my overall health. And they're going to give me a report. The report is either going to be good or bad, or it might be baseline. Okay, things are pretty okay, but there's going to be some things like, hey, thumbs up, clean bill of health, or hey, there's some issues we need to deal with, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. But either way, you're being given a report, and that report comes with next steps. And when this happens, you're never like, hey, oh my God, my doctor is coming. I'm freaking out because I don't want to see my doctor. Usually you go in there because you want to know. You might have to deal with some nervousness, because maybe you might have some aches and pains, some things that you're really, really worried about, that you really want to know. This approach is the approach that I take to when I'm observed, when I'm being evaluated, because I really want to know. Because in my mind, I think I'm doing a great job. I'm thinking I'm doing the job itself, what is being asked of me. And the opportunity to get feedback that says, hey, tweak this, work on this, you need that, it's important for me to really solidify and make concrete what the mission is, and to ensure that all the pieces are put together in a way that is productive for the success of my school, or in your case, whatever organization you work for. And this also applies to teachers. When you're being observed and you're being given feedback, it should never be, oh my God, they're watching me. It should be like, oh, I can't wait to hear what they have to say and what feedback they're going to give me, because so I can improve this. Because it's a journey, right? And the reason I'm saying this is because I see too often where leaders, especially principals, become monsters prior to and after their observation or their evaluation. They become monsters. So everyone now pays for their anxiety and their worries and the things that they haven't done to create the space that allows for them to be successful. So everyone else pays for it. So if they have a bad evaluation, oh my God, it's their fault. I keep telling you guys to do X, Y, Z. But the fact of the matter is it really the fault of the school, or is it you not taking the job seriously? Not being intentional about what needs to be done every day. Not being intentional about how you use your team and making sure everyone's on the same page. Every school has a vision and mission. Every district has a vision and mission. That alignment is very, very important, because everything you do should be aligned to that. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about the children in your school and how they're being served. That is the purpose. Anything else is just nonsense, really. So, call to action. Ask yourself, at this moment, if my superintendent, if the district reps, whoever come in right now, surprised to walk in to say, hey, show me what you're doing. Are you ready for that? Is the thought of that even making you anxious right now? And if it's making you anxious, there's a problem. Because the reality is, you and your team should be creating an environment where there's a consistent application of expectations and a process that doesn't deviate. Because here at this school, in this organization, this institution, this is how we do things. And we can show how what we're doing is yielding results. Because we're evaluating, we have data to support what we are doing. And we're making tweaks, because at the end of the day, it's all about the outcomes for our customers, or in this case, for our students. And when our supervisors or whoever comes to assess what we're doing, we should welcome it. Because again, there's another point of feedback, correction that can only help to improve. I'm the kind of person when you give me feedback, if it's one of those things where I'm like, whoa, I did not know this, oh my goodness, I need to put this into place, that's different. If you give me feedback because of something I'm already doing and you're questioning like, hey, this doesn't make sense to me, then I welcome that, because maybe it doesn't make sense, so we need to talk about this. And there's been times when the conversation has made me think like, whoa, I didn't think about it that way. Oh snap, I need to sit down with my team and make some pivots here, because I didn't realize that what we're doing here is not serving all of our children. So we need to make some pivots so we can make sure we're catching everything. But again, this is how you find these things out, by having these observations, welcoming them, and saying, you know what, I can't wait to hear what they have to say about what we're doing, because at the end of the day, we are human beings. We don't know everything. We can't catch everything. And these points of contact are necessary for us to be successful, in the present and in the long run. So, call to action. Welcome observations, invite them. Even when it's not time, even when it's not time, welcome them. Reach out to to the district or whoever, say, hey, I just want to do a mock walkthrough. Get used to it, especially new leaders. Get used to it. The more you welcome people into your building, they'll walk with you and give you feedback. Guess what happens? You get used to it, and then it's not a big deal. Because you need to not be a big deal so that when it happens, you can be fully present and not anxious, and you can actually walk showcasing what you're doing. And then the feedback is only icing on the cake to help you get to the next level. All right, y'all. Uche and Joku, Sneaker Principal. If you, and please, in the comments, share. What has been your experiences? What do you feel like when this observation is coming up? What are your thoughts? What's happening in your body? And is what I'm saying making sense as far as making that pivot into your mindset on how you approach the process? It's like going to a doctor. Yes, for a lot of us, going to a doctor is not comfortable, but we know we need to go so we can get that feedback so we can make the right moves to be healthier. Same thing when you're being observed, either as a teacher, as a school leader, or as a leader in any space. All right, y'all. Uche and Joku, Sneaker Principal. Have an amazing day. Until next time.